Wichita's newest city council members band together against a recently passed ordinance for local elections. Today, council members Becky Tuttle joined Mayor Lily Wu and council members Dalton Glasscock and J.V. Johnston to revisit a campaign finance measure passed just last week. They are seeking to reverse the new rule that bans corporations or LLCs from contributing to local candidates.
We currently have an ethics policy that addresses these, protects these, and that we're 7 officials out of the entire state that are held to different contribution limits than the rest of the state as well.
Council expected to take this up again at next week's meeting.